Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is on TikTok. It says your Social Security money. Let's see what he has to say.
What's up, everybody? Listen to this. Okay. This is what Social Security does. Okay. Listen to. Okay. You pay, let's say, $25,000 a year in taxes that they take out of your money to put away for your retirement. Okay. So after 52 X amount of years, if you get to retire at 65, but it's like they'll tell your payoff isn't till 70 now. Now they moved it to 70. Okay, it used to be 55. Now they keep moving the goalpost back. Okay, so let's say at 65 you retired and they took $25,000 a year from you. Okay, that's $1.3 million. So that's $1,300,000 that they took from you over a span of 52 years at $25,000 a year. All right. So at 65, they give you, oh boy, $1,600. That's what you get. All right. Give or take 100 or two. So I'm rounding off to 1,600. Okay. Trust me, because I just heard this conversation going on. And, all right. So 65. Now, at $1,600 a month, that's 12. That's 19,200. Okay. A year. So let's say you live another 15 years. You croak at 80. All right. So they've given you $288,000 of your money. But what about that other $1 million? Huh? What about that other $1 million? What happens to that? Because your family doesn't get it. So that's how much money they are stealing from us. Okay? That's how much money per person that they are stealing from us. Just to put that into perspective.
Okay, so he was pretty animated there. Now I want to talk about some of the things that he was saying. As far as the $25,000 number that he came up with, when it comes to Social Security, just understand how the taxes, that's FICA, it's a contribution. So it's a little different than your normal taxes that you pay on income. So it's 6.2%. That's what you contribute every paycheck. Okay, 6.2% you contribute. Your employer matches at 6.2%. So we're looking at about 12.4%. So if you were a person that was making, let's say, $100,000, well, that would mean tax-wise, FICA contribution-wise, you would be contributing, $12,000, $12,400. So the 25,000 number that he's pulling out there, that would have to be a person that is making, and actually once you get to 176,100, you no longer contribute to FICA. So that's one thing. But if you are at 200,000, if you were making 200,000 and then you were contributing, which you're not, but I'm just saying that 25,000, that's where he would be getting that number from. So just understand it's separate when it comes to your income taxes and your FICA contribution. Okay. People call it a tax when it comes to FICA, but realistically, it's a contribution that you're putting towards you're not really putting it towards your retirement. It's a pay-as-you-go system. So you are contributing 6.2%. Your employer's matching 6.2%. That money is going to Social Security to help pay out benefits for people who are currently receiving benefits. And then when you get to the age where you can retire, you can go ahead and retire. And then the people that are working when you retire, they're doing the same thing. They're contributing to FICA. That money is going to pay out benefits. Now, right now, we have a situation where we don't have enough people in the workforce in order to pay out Social Security at 100%. But we have two trust funds, and there's money in those trust funds, about $2.7 trillion in the trust funds, and they're pulling a little bit from the trust funds to help pay out benefits. So we're getting all the money from FICA contributions. That's going to pay out benefits. And then they're pulling a little bit from those trust funds. So just think of it as a savings. So if you were working and you get your paycheck every 2 weeks and you start paying your bills, but you have savings, you have some money that's saved up. And when you start paying your bills, you realize, wow, I don't have enough to pay all my bills. And so you take a little bit every month from your savings. Now, eventually your savings will run out. And that's what they're talking about. Eventually the trust funds will run out. That $2.7 trillion will be gone in they're saying about 8 or 9 years. And so when that happens, we're going to see a cut across the board if Congress doesn't act. We'll see a cut across the board of about 23%. And so that's why there's some urgency for Congress to reform Social Security, bring in more revenue, so we won't be looking at a situation where we have to see cuts across the board for people receiving Social Security benefits. Okay, another thing he talked about, he was talking about the age. So the age you can retire. You can retire early at 62 if you'd like, but you are going to get a cut to your benefits. It's about like 35%. And if you want to wait to your full retirement age is at 67. So you can retire. For most people, it'll be 67, depending on when you were born. Anyone born after 1960, it'll be 67. And so to collect your full retirement, it's 67. It's not 70. 70, you can wait until you're 70. If you wait until you're 70, you'll get plus ups. So you'll get a bonus for waiting that long. But if you want to retire with your full retirement benefits, you can retire at 67. And then he also talked about it used to be 55. I don't know where he was getting that from. I think he said 55 and then he moved it to 65 at the very end there. But it was 65 back before 1983. In 1983, they reformed Social Security. And part of that reform back in 1983 was to gradually increase your full retirement age until it hits 67. Now, we do have some politicians that want to raise the full retirement age past 67. They want to raise it to 69 or 70. So that is true, but that hasn't happened yet. And so one of the things they're saying, if we raise it to 70, then we'll be able to extend Social Security out longer as far as the trust funds, because we can delay paying out benefits for some people until they reach 70. And so that's something that's being talked about right now, but it hasn't gone through Congress. So I just wanted to clear up a few of the things that he said. But when it comes to Social Security, you do need to understand that Social Security is not a full retirement plan. You have to have more. You can't just bring in, and he mentioned the number of 1,600. Realistically, right now, the average person receiving Social Security benefits, and we're talking the average of all people receiving Social Security benefits, is $1,900. Okay. Now, another thing that he talked about is when you die, your money goes with you, or your money doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go to anyone else. That's not true. You have survivor benefits. You have benefits that can go to your spouse or your kids, and then also you have spousal benefits. So you can get spousal benefits. So that's something. If you're still married, you're both retired, you can get spousal benefits from your spouse. And so that's another way that you can receive Social Security benefits. And then we also need to talk about SSDI, so insurance. So if you're working and you get injured on the job and you're no longer able to work, you are contributing a little bit every paycheck. So that gives you some insurance. So you'll be able to receive a little bit in benefits if you do get injured. So that's another part of Social Security. So there are a lot of different aspects when it comes to Social Security. I know people might be wondering why I'm not saying SSI. Well, SSI is not coming from Social Security. It's coming from the general fund. So it's a different pot of money where they're bringing that from. But when it comes to Social Security, the FICA contribution, that's mainly what I'm talking about here. So yeah, there were a few things that he said. Now, there are a lot of people that are frustrated when it comes to Social Security. And just going back to Social Security, it is not a retirement plan. You need a 401k. You need some more money coming in for your retirement. It's not your full retirement. They say that Social Security should take no more than 40% of your retirement. So the majority of the money for your retirement needs to come from other places, not Social Security. So I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. So that's all we have for this video. Make sure if you guys want to send me an email, you can do that, david@thetecshow.com. Like the video, subscribe for more, and check out these videos over here for some more great content. Talk to you later. Bye.